Dear students, today I am going to explain about macroprocessor. Macroprocessor is one of the system software. This is a function of macroprocessor. The source code which contains macro that will be given as an input to the macroprocessor. Macroprocessor is going to expand that macro. Then that expanded code will be given as an input to the compiler or assembler. Then compiler or assembler it will convert into object code. This is the main function of macroprocessor. Before assembling or compiling, the macro expansion should be done. Next we will see the how that macros are defined and expanded. So we will take that example, next example that is shown in the figure 4.1. We have used two macro names rdbuff and wrbuff, and that each macro name begins with the word macro and the macro ends with mend. Parameters of the macros are specified with the ampersand symbol, and macro invocation statement and the arguments to be used for expanding macros. See here we have two macros. First one we have used rdbuff. rdbuff is a macro that will be followed by the name macro that will be followed by the parameters indef, buff at, record length. These are all the parameters that will be preceded with ampersand sign, and that macro definition will be there, that will be end with mend. Mend is the end of the macro. So macro name that will be followed by the keyword macro that will be followed by the parameters starts with ampersand and will be having a set of statements and end with mend. This is another macro that we had told, no, wrbuff, that is a macro name that will be followed by macro that will be followed by the parameters outdef, buff address, record length. Then there are statements that end with mend is the end of the macro. This is the basic functions of macro. We have generally we are given string macro, that is the name of the macro, and we have three statements: store data 1, store accumulator with data 1, store accumulator base register with data 2, store index register with data 3. These are the three statements are there in the macro. So instead of writing the three statements again and again, whenever we want we can call with the macro name. So strg, whenever we'll call that strg, that will be extended with these three statements. Again it is called with strg, again it will be extended with the three statements. We have the one pass macroprocessor and as well as two pass macroprocessor. In two pass macroprocessor, now what we are going to see means we are going to see the macroprocessor algorithm and data structures used by the macroprocessor. Two pass macroprocessor, so in that all macro definitions are processed during the first pass, and macro invocation statements and expanding should be done in the second pass. Two pass macroprocessor would not allow the body of the one macro instruction to contain the definition of other macro instruction. So we can't define one macro within another macro definition like this. So here we have a macro, that macro, and then macros is the name of the macro. Within that the two macros are defined, rdbuff and wrbuff. It is not allowed in the two pass macroprocessor because the macros defined within the macro. And here also again that two macro processors should be defined, and then a one pass macroprocessor that can alternate between macro definition and expansion. So in macros we are having macro definition, macro call and macro definition, and then the definition of a macro must appear in the source program before any statement that invoke the macro. Like functions, if we'll define the function, after that we'll call the function, means no need for function declaration or prototype. Same way the macros are defined first, then it is called, means it is invoked, means no need for in that case we'll go for a one pass macroprocessor, no need for two pass macroprocessor. This inconvenience of the programmer. Macro definitions are, we have here the three data structures should be used: definition table or def table, argument table or arg table, and parameter table. These three are there. So the macro definitions are stored in def table. Command lines are not stored in the def table, only definition will be stored. Macro names are entered into name table. Name table contains 2 pointers to the beginning and end of the end of the def table. The def table contains complete definition. The starting of the definition, that pointer, and end of the definition, that pointer will be there in the name table. The third data structure in argument is argument table, that contains all the parameters specified in the macro. Argument tables are stored in arg table according to their position in the argument list. The same order will be stored in the argument list. So like this name table is there. Here that RDBuf is the macro name that have 2 pointers. Beginning of that first one pointer will point to starting of the def table, and another pointer will point to the end of the def table. So def table contains the complete definition, and argument table contains only parameters. The 3 parameters is there in the same position that will be specified in the def table. Then the macro processor algorithm itself is presented in the next we going to the data macro processor algorithm. The processing is there. Under that we are having that we have to have 3 procedures: define, expand, and getLine. The define, called when the beginning of the macro definition is recognized, makes the appropriate entries in the def table and name table. So the define procedure is called to create the def table and name table. Def table, the complete definition will be stored. The name table, the name of the macro, that will be followed by beginning and end of the def table. And then we have another procedure, expand. It is used to expand the macro. By expanding, it called the set of argument values in the argue table and expand the macro using invocation statement. The procedure getLine, called at several points in the algorithm, gets the next line to be processed. Expanding is set to true or false. This is the algorithm. So we have that expanding equal to false means, and then while opcode equal to not equal to end. If it is equal to end means the processing is over. It will call the getLine processing. Then within that process line, the name table, search name table for opcode. Then if found name table contains a macro means it will follow the procedure. If name contains macro, it will end the process. Then same thing for this will be done in the pass 1 assembler, that because during first pass the macro will be expanded, then during next macros are defined, during second pass the invocation should be appended. So invocation where it is going to get it, enter the macro name into macro name table and as well as the macro prototype into def table. Then it will check that, compare that, then based on that thing it is going to expand that. So this is the function of this is about the macro processor. So in the macro processor you should know only the what is meant by macro processor, how it works, what is the definition of macro processor, and then arguments and the parameter, the macro invocation, how it will happen. And here we have discussed 3 data structures: def table, argument table, and this one name table. And you should know the 2 pass macro processor, we are having pass 1 algorithm and pass 2. During pass 1 the macros are defined, and during pass 2 the invocation has been happened. So please go through this. In this the functions of macro processor and the data structures and algorithms are very important for your exam. Thank you.